Hey, everybody. Welcome to, this is the online live watch party. We're here going to watch this episode of Composer's Voice, which there's a lot to tell about it. But let me start by saying, if you're watching this here and you want to say hello, please go in the chat, say hello. We've got some fantastic people here. Let's introduce everybody. We'll start with Tom. Hi, Tom. Welcome.
Hello.
And so I was just saying how you were a fabulous clarinetist and hichiriki player, and a few other instruments.
Oh, yeah, because you said strange, but I don't know if they're strange. But this might have been the one you were talking about. This is the Sona, the Vietnamese version with wood bell, not metal bell, a double reed, and louder than a trumpet.
Yeah, I just played a couple of gigs on Sona this week.
Oh, yeah, right.
And one of the guys said, "You don't need a microphone."
Oh, God.
Which, considering I was playing against 8 other horn players plus a rock band, it was arguable.
Yeah, I've tried to figure out how to incorporate this into contemporary classical, not pop or rock, and with other instruments, because it is so loud. So it would have to be a really good composer who could figure out how to make this work in that
maybe
setting.
off stage might work.
Yeah.
How is it really that loud? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is louder than a trumpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's a lot of dynamic variation in the instrument.
I was going to say it lacks subtlety.
Well, in the Chinese tradition, it is specifically referred to as an outdoor instrument. So
right.
And what does it sound like?
Well, you've heard the hichiriki. It would sound like that on like amplified and much higher.
11.
And there are times when it would sound like a combination of a sax and a trumpet.
Okay.
Especially if it's got the metal bell. But it does have that reedy sound to it. But so for the sax, but also because of the volume, the lack of subtlety, it could sound like trumpet. So there's sort of combination to it.
Yeah. If you've ever heard a Middle Eastern zurna, it's kind of the same thing. Just this pretty blatty wall of sound.
Gotcha.
But they use it inside with Chinese orchestras, Vietnamese orchestras, sometimes with just traditional instruments. Some of the orchestras that have mixed the traditional instruments with the Western instruments, and there'll be 1 or 2 Sona players, in the back. And it's just incredible when they open up with whatever solo they have, because pretty much whatever they play will be a solo.
Awesome. And so, let's quickly introduce, David, let's go to you. You're also a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, for good or for bad. But they kind of occupy different niches in my life. I'm not quite crazy enough to try and incorporate Sona into the world of classical music. I'll leave that to Tom. But I do play Sona. I also have a duduk. I have a variety of other East Asian and Middle Eastern instruments. That's all kind of things I use in an improvisatory situation. My primary, in terms of classical music, is keyboards. And in fact, what we're about to see is kind of derived from one of my past projects.
Not kind of directly. Yeah, so well, you know what? Yeah. Welcome, Leo. Welcome, Michael.
Yeah, hello from Vienna.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you all here. Yeah.
Good to have you here. And
Willkommen.
Michael, where are you hailing from?
I'm hailing from Iowa City, Iowa, USA.
Nice. Excellent.
Yes, and right in the middle, sort of.
So before we get to some of our composers, David is a composer as well. Let's read. So first of all, 15 minutes of fame. This is this is definitely a derivative or expansion, or I don't know what you would call it, but it all starts with 15 minutes of fame, which is 15 1-minute works written for a specific composer. In this case, all the works here were written for David Bone for toy piano. And then David got 100 works. So does he just play one set of 15? Take it on, David. Tell us what you did.
4 complete sets plus a side project called 1 Minute More, which totaled 84 separate pieces out of 100.
84 pieces. It's really great. So both Tom and David are kind of our champions of 15 minutes of fame. I think together you guys have presented a little more than a quarter of all the projects that we've done. You guys have done a lot.
We have short attention spans.
So David did these 4 sets, and we performed it and presented them here on Composer's Voice, and several times in Milwaukee and elsewhere. And then Tom invited us to the Queen's New Music Festival, and we got the pianist Yumi Suhiro to take a couple of these sets and present it there. But of course, since we're going for gold, it's not good enough just to do toy piano pieces. We collaborated with dance. So this performance coming up will be 15. This is the second set. This actual set is a
composite.
Of all the 100, with the exception of the first set. I think she included some of the pieces from 1 Minute More too.
Yeah, well, she subbed out one of the pieces from the original first set for a 1 Minute More piece, and truth be told, I don't have the paperwork handy to verify what's from where for this set. So
yeah, that's all right. It's all from 15 minutes of fame.
I think there's definitely pieces from the other 3 sets, but no set is being reproduced exactly, and I'm actually cool with that. The idea of taking these 84 pieces and turning them into something that can be recombined in various ways is actually quite fascinating to me, seeing what connections other people make.
And then we put it together with 15 different choreographers and to make 15 dances. That was all presented at the Queen's New Music Festival. Tom, you want to tell us a little bit about the Queen's New Music Festival?
It is part of Random Access Music. It's a Queens-based composer performer group. It's been maybe 15 to 20 years now. I forget when it started. Queen's New Music Festival now in its 12th year. and we start, it's 4 or 5 days, 2 or 3 concerts a day. We start with trying to invite Queens-based groups or composers and then branch out from that. Last year we had a group, one of my groups, come in from Japan. We've had people come in from Europe, and we do, most of it, of course, is what we would call contemporary classical, but we've had jazz groups come in. That's probably the thing furthest away from contemporary classical. But everything from solo piano to large groups to this incredible 15 dancers to come in with it. Yeah.
Perfect. So, that's all the mechanics and the music, but we wouldn't be anywhere without the composers, Leo and Michael. Leo, why don't you start? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
By myself. Oh, I'm based in Vienna, I told already. I started, you want to know when I started composing, at what age? No, I don't wanted to know about the piece in special? Or
why don't you give us the highlight of you and what you do?
I'm not sure if there's a highway. Let's see. Okay. So the most important influence is of my work is I have to admit I never studied composition in an academic sense, but I studied a lot of Arvo Pärt's music, who had just a concert in Carnegie Hall. I have been informed by the ladies of the Arvo Pärt Center. I guess this was the opening concert actually of the season.
Nice.
And yes, so this being studying his music and talking also with him about his music influenced me a lot. And actually I wouldn't say it's my actual composition teacher because he never has been teaching so far, but the contact with him and his work, this is my main influence, I guess. Yeah.
You learned regardless.
Yeah. What do you mean regardless?
Well, whether he was teaching or not.
Yeah. It's a kind of teaching because sometimes we discussed some pieces I brought to him, and he gave some advice. So it's a kind of teaching, maybe. Yeah. A virtual teaching. Let's see. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
What piece is coming up?
Now?
Yes.
What I'm writing. Oh.
No. For 15 minutes of fame.
Also this piece. Yeah. This is a kind of an ironic piece. I called it Chanson Triste. You will be reminded on Tchaikovsky, I guess, maybe. But and this idea was to have a kind of melody which could be presented as a romantic melody, but is as the sound of the piano is distorted. So it's you can say it's not a classical keyboard, with this sound. The melody is somehow not distorted, but cannot find his proper sound or cannot find his proper accompaniment. And after a kind of crisis, the melody is left alone. So it's actually the sad piece. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't
it's a sad piece.
Isn't the live stream about to start? Isn't the show?
It is about.
Okay.
I've got coming back around. I just for wait. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it in here. There you go. And we were talking earlier about just we could be very what's the right word, respectful, or we could just talk too.
And I'm the dance director of 15 Minutes of Fame, which is a project with Rob Voisey that I've been doing for a couple of years now, and I love doing. And hopefully we'll have a few more. I've done 5 of these already. I love this gig because I get to call my closest colleagues in the dance world and invite them to make a 1-minute dance to a brand new piece of music.
I am the executive director and artistic director of Random Access Music, which is
Oh.
a composer
That's me in
performer consortium. And under that, we have the QNMMF Music Festival. And that is run by RAM. And it's usually a 4 or 5 day festival, usually in May or June, and 8 or 9 concerts in those days. And thank you, Rob, for bringing in your 15 minutes of fame with dancers. And one thing I really like about 15 minutes of fame, whether it's just the music or music with dance, because I've done both now, is so much can be packed into a 1-minute piece.
Hi, my name is Jose Jesus, and I am a Spanish composer. The piece I would like to share with you is called Haiku. The idea behind it was to create something in a small form, but still available to express a clear feeling or concept. That's why I was inspired by the structure of Japanese haiku poetry. Throughout the piece, you will hear different motifs and harmony that, to me, evokes shifts and color, like change in the light or the mood. The tempo and the writing is quite free and flowing, almost cadential, to encourage both the performer and the listener to enter a state of meditation.
My name is Nicole McClam. I am an independent dance artist and an assistant professor in the dance program at Queensborough Community College. In the 15 Minutes of Fame performance at the Queen's New Music Festival, I performed in Haiku by Jose Jesus Martinez Espuig. I enjoyed the opportunity to engage consciously in different choreographic processes, so I based the choreography on a haiku my daughter had created several years ago. It was a delight to dance to Yumi Suehiro's live accompaniment. Performing with a musician is a layer of complexity that keeps my performance fresh. I really have to listen to the nuance and subtle differences in her playing so that my dancing stays in conversation with her rather than her music becoming a decoration or an afterthought to the choreography.
My name is Juan Maria Solare. I was born in Argentina and I live in Germany now. My piece for toy piano is called Evaporación Detenida, something like stopped evaporation. This miniature presents, through sound, two opposing worlds, the stable and the volatile, the movement and the static. The title refers to a fragment of a poem by my teacher and friend Javier Aduriz, which reads, in its original Spanish, como si yo pudiera detener el sol, suspender por una hora la evaporación de la tierra. A possible translation would be, as if I could stop the sun, suspend for 1 hour the evaporation of the earth. This fragment of the poem underlines both the impossibility and the wish of opposing the ephemeral.
Hi there, my name is Volker Ignaz Schmidt. I am a composer living for toy piano is based on rhythms from India, from South India to be a bit more precise.
Hello, my name is Alp Durmaz. I live in Istanbul, Turkey. My piece, Alien Language, uses irregular musical patterns to depict the intangibility of a probable alien language.
my name is Shona Vicente, and this is my piece, Boxed Reminiscence. I work as an actuarial analyst in Cleveland, Ohio, and I compose and perform as a flutist in my free time. For this piece, I was concerned with the ideas of nostalgia, reminiscence, and how the passage of time affects how we experience our memories. We can hold our memories close to our hearts and cherish them, but we do so with a bird's eye view from the present and with a layer of separation between us now and then. The piece tries to capture the memory of a moment long past. It meanders through a set of brief ideas loosely strung together, like the mind wandering between moments in a memory in and out of sequence, until the music flutters away, leaving us wistfully in the present. I thought the toy piano would be a good match for tackling this concept. The disconnect between its outward resemblance to the concert piano and its distinctly different tone give me the impression that the instrument itself is trying to capture the time-worn memory of a piano long past. And so we have the memory of an instrument trying to capture the memory of a moment. Hope you enjoy.
Hello everybody, my name is Carlotta Ferrari. I am a composer and independent researcher from sunny Italy. My piece is called Uno, which means one in Italy, because it is written and conceived actually for one finger of each hand. It lasts 1 minute, so Uno was perfect. 1 minute for one finger.
Hi, friends. I'm Jim Bond, a composer based in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and this is my best friend Lucy, aka Lucy May, aka Fufarella, aka Fufarella Cubbington, aka Cubby Girl, aka Admiral Wiggletail. We call her Admiral Wiggletail because she wiggles her tail really furiously when we come into the kitchen. When she was a kitten, we used to call her Captain Wiggletail, but my wife and I decided she deserved a promotion. So please enjoy Lucy's dance.
Ciao, mi chiamo Enrico Francioni e il mio breve pezzo per toy piano si intitola I would have loved to play the C4-2, but the piano key was broken. Ho studiato contrabbasso e musica elettronica in Italia e i miei maestri sono stati per il contrabbasso Fernando Grillo e Bruno Tommaso e per la musica elettronica Eugenio Giordani. Come compositore sono stato premiato in concorsi nazionali ed internazionali. L'idea del pezzo è nata dal fatto che davvero non è stato materialmente possibile utilizzare la nota C4, in quanto questo tasto sulla tastiera era danneggiato. Nonostante questo, voglio trasmettere semplicità e allo stesso tempo un po' di espressione. Ciao, buon ascolto.
Hello, my name is Michael Kimber. I composed Schroeder's Limits in December 2021 at the tender age of 76. I've composed over 100 works, most of them for viola or strings. I feel fortunate to have won awards from the American Viola Society and the International Viola Society. My music has been performed at international festivals, and Polish violist Marcin Morawski has recorded 7 CDs of my music. When I'm not composing music, I enjoy playing my viola, writing limericks, and imagining a planet somewhere in this vast universe whose inhabitants live in harmony with nature and with each other. Even though my first love is viola, I couldn't resist the opportunity to compose a piece for toy piano that would actually be performed. I chose the title Schroeder's Limits to represent Schroeder, the Peanuts comic character, always depicted sitting at his toy piano. And the limits refer to the limited range of a toy piano and the time limit for a piece on 15 Minutes of Fame.
Shout out to all the composers that wrote for the music too. Thank you all for coming to the show. Aren't they wonderful? Yay! Theater, thank you, Queens of Music Festival.
Yay.
Lots more shows.
Thank you, Queens of Music Festival.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Fabulous, and I think that should be it. Yeah, what did you guys think?
It's
It
really,
was fun.
really impressive. I went back and listened to the first set, and I just thought, oh boy, I can't wait till the second one comes. And I wasn't disappointed. This is, and there's two more to come at least, right?
We will see. I don't know if we'll
It's a lot of work, I know.
Well, we're going back to Queens New Music Festival, so who's to know?
Oh.
And we still have the toy piano, so it's always a possibility. Our next actual big show is with Tom, and we're going to be performing at the Ellington Room and doing 3 sets of 15 Minutes of Fame. That's going to be our kind of blowout for 15 Minutes of Fame on its. We've been celebrating 15 years of 15 Minutes of Fame this past year.
And we also have those 15 pieces for Hichiriki and Low Flutes on the 14th and 15th at the Martha Graham Theater.
Right.
Yeah. But then the big one the week later in Ellington Theater.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll be, yes.
Yeah.
Go, if you're in New York City, go to the Graham Theater.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Go.
I was, I don't know, surprised, but I thought toy piano and dance was a great match. Yeah. And I think even if those pieces had been played on piano, it would have had a different character. And I think the choreography would have been different, but it really seemed to match up perfectly.
I thought so too. Did everybody see the other like sort of video version of this that I did on the well, Michael, you said you saw it where you had just the piano all throughout the whole performance, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of that format compared to this one?
I liked it a lot. My only thought was that maybe the piano took up too much of the screen and the dancers had not quite enough. But really, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the performer and the dancers, well, their performers also at the same time. Yeah.
Did you see that, Tom? I don't know if you saw
with piano.
Yeah, it's the first set. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up. So it's but it kind of goes to what you were talking about, the sort of how well toy piano kind of went with dance. I enjoyed it a great deal too. And one of so wait, we had all these different views from the camera.
That was nice. And I don't mean to diminish my own participation in 15 minutes of music with fame with dancers, but I did one of 15 pieces clarinet with dancers, and that was lots of fun. But it's toy piano seemed, maybe because there's harmony there instead of just one note at a time, but I thought the toy piano fit that better than clarinet.
Oh, ooh, wow. It's definitely was a different experience, right? I mean, yeah. No doubt about it. The I don't know. I liked your dance performance. Yeah. It was
fun, and I don't know if it was because of where I was sitting and where the dancers were, but there was a lot of interaction between me and the dancers. I mean, they were coming over to me to interact with me, which was nice. Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to find this. I think I need more sleep. I won't go into the details of my mistakes, but I've been making a few. Let's show you this. Hold on.
I like seeing Yumi and the miniature dancers. That's kind of cool looking,
right? I thought it was great to have like all the dancers almost as like toy.
Like toy dancers.
Toy dancers.
And it's nice in this to see Yumi's face and her expressions playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The little dancers. Toy dancers, yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to when we go back to the festival, we'll have to think a little bit harder about the camera angles and some of the stuff. So yeah, awesome. Michael, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your piece and stuff? We didn't get a chance to talk to you too much.
Well, I did give a pretty long introduction there, so there's not much left to say.
Yeah.
I mostly a violist. Like I think Leo said, he never had formal training in composition, but and I'm the same. I just started composing when I was in high school, and then I switched from violin to viola, fell in love with the viola, and quit composing for 20 years. And then I came back to the viola, came back to composing sort of on a dare, and wrote this 12-tone piece. And I thought, nobody's going to like this. And then one of my colleagues said, hey, that was really good. You've got to put it on the Composers Forum coming up next month. And I said, no way. So I did it. And afterwards, everybody said, oh, that was our favorite piece. So I said, well, okay, I must be a composer.
Well, I dare you to write more music.
Oh, I keep doing it. I'm working on a piece right now. But, it gets harder. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah.
Everything gets harder.
Everything gets harder. Isn't that the truth?
Oh, well. Anyway, this has been great fun. I'm so glad that I got mixed up in this.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you, and it's actually it's really good for everybody to just come and join us on these sort of live shows and see what we're doing. Just trying to get our music out there and to more people. We still have 2 more calls coming up for 15 Minutes of Fame. One for baritone violin, basically violin transposed an octave lower, and then piano. So maybe we'll do the piano piece at Queen's New Music Festival. Tom, see the difference.
Yep. Well, you have time for 3 sets.
That's right.
Yep.
The baritone violin reminds me of a very humorous experiment that a colleague of mine, or a fellow student of mine, did when we were in college. We listened to Paganini Caprices played on an LP played at 33 instead of 78. I thought, boy, I should see if I can write a baritone violin piece that's inspired by that.
I like that. That's a great idea.
Watch out.
Awesome, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here. Does anybody want to say anything else, or do you want to close out?
Well, thanks again.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
It's always a pleasure to have you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Tschüss.
Ja, servus. Okay. Okay.